Alright, so first off, before we move on, I want to let you guys know, if you want to fight the weapons or do anything else on the world map, you'll want to keep this save. You can also, like, leave. Like, you'll see this cutscene will start and you can leave. But as soon as you go in, you can't come back. So be sure to keep at least one save on the Highland. But, alright, here we go. So, welcome to Die. This is a new text box we inserted. Once you enter the crater, there is no coming back. You also cannot take anything down there with you. Just so people know, once you go down, you're done. And you'll want to talk to that guy or go back in if you want to change your party up, which we might actually do, because I don't really want Barrett. Who do I want? Maybe Vincent Sid? Vincent might be a bit of a mistake, though. Might want to go Yuffie Sid. Let's try Yuffie Sid. So, here we go. Down the crater we go. To our demise. So, first things first, the section starts here, so say goodbye to everything we got in the raid. We are back to bronze bangles and crappy weapons galore. And surprise, you can't leave. So, this section is really rough for a lot of different reasons. But the main reason is you cannot leave, and there's very little down here, surprisingly. You'd think there's a lot down here, but there really isn't. You get a misstyle. You can get extra misstyles if you do the duplication glitch. But there's, if I remember correctly, no weapons, which is the biggest problem, because dealing damage is incredibly hard down here, because you just have no weapons. That's why I brought Sid, because at least his regular weapon is mildly okay. There's some materia down here, but it's not the most useful materia in the world. There's some enemy skills down here, but they're not the most useful enemy skills in the world. Probably the biggest issue being you can't get one of the best enemy skills in the game, which is Dragon Force. You can't get it because you don't have Manipulate. But there is two enemy skills that are really good that you can get. One is Shadow Flare and one is Pandora's Box. The issue is good luck getting them. Getting them is a chore. It took me, I think, 3 or 4 hours to get Shadow Flare on one person. And the problem is you just can't survive it. You need to survive it, or, well, you need to win the fight. You don't need to survive it, but you need to win the fight. But winning the fight usually involves surviving it. Steal. Please. Please steal. Ow. Oh my god, I live. Oh my god, I have 1 health. Clutch. Master. Cloud. So yeah, Shadow Flare is really tough to get because it's just incredibly difficult to survive. Pandora's Box is the same way, and it hits everyone. There's also ribbons. You can get ribbons here. Ribbons are incredibly useful, especially against Safer Sephiroth, because he can turn you into a frog and stuff. Here's the issue with getting ribbons. You need to morph a Tonberry. Tonberries have 7 million health, and you have no weapons. So your morph does, like, 10 damage. So, good luck getting a Tonberry who, once you give enough time, starts auto-killing your teammates down to 10 health so you can morph them. So it's kind of like a comedy of riddles down here. It's like you want ribbons to help you get another thing, to help you get another thing, to help you get another thing, and it's this whole chain of events that you need to figure out how to do in order to eventually have a setup that's good enough to fight the final bosses. So it's really, really fun, but also very, very difficult. I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. It's the final boss for sure. For once, there's a mod where Safer Sephiroth truly is the final boss. Also, probably the worst thing about this section is there is no healing. There is no inn down here. There is no shop down here. The death challenge doesn't exist anymore. It is just survive, because there is no shops even if you wanted them. It is you against the enemies. The good news is if you can make it to the swamp, you have quote-unquote unlimited elixirs. You need to steal them, but as long as you can keep getting into Tonberry fights, you can easily steal elixirs and run. So that's kind of the first goal, is just get elixirs. But let's step away from that first, because there's one other big problem going on down here, which I did not think of when I first made this section a thing. Also, you need to be careful with the way you do this. You need to make sure you send the right people with you, or else you'll get stuck and in trouble. So, there's one big problem going on with this section that I did not think about when I made it, and when we did the beta test, I got down here and I started grinding elixirs, and then one of my characters died, and I went, uh-oh. There's no rest place here. How do I revive my characters? So there is an enemy down here that has Phoenix Downs, but it's behemoths, and they're not fun. So what usually ends up happening is somebody dies, you run around in circles until you finally find a behemoth, you steal a phoenix down. As you're stealing the phoenix down, the behemoth kills somebody. You use the phoenix down to resurrect the first person that died. And then run around again till you find another behemoth, steal a phoenix down, he kills somebody else, and you just end up in this like infinite cycle of trying to revive your party members and just watching other ones die. Until you get some kind of setup that's, you know, you have a good amount of phoenix downs, a good amount of elixirs, and some good equipment. But until that time, it is a struggle. Speaking of struggles. Okay, so time to start praying for Tonberries. I love this song too. It's underrated. I also might put my save point down over here. Putting it down at the bottom is really annoying. It takes forever to get back up. And we do want to go back up to the top eventually because we want dragon armlets. Oh boy. Well, good thing I saved. Good thing I saved. You can't get a protect ring. And like I said, you can get ribbons, but good luck. I don't think I got one in my beta test. I tried and failed miserably. Tonberries have an insane amount of health, and you need to do just enough damage to get them into morph range. And the whole time you're doing that, they're stabbing people to death. And protect rings are incredibly difficult, or phoenix downs are incredibly difficult to stockpile. Oh, you might be right. Good luck morphing them, though. Movers are actually really punishing because there's 3 of them. At least we have a remedy. Oh, by the way. No! This fight is not that common. I'm getting played. So yeah, during my beta test, we had some fun times down here. I would grind for like 30 minutes to get enough phoenix downs and elixirs to stockpile in order to potentially get up to the top and steal a dragon armlet. And by the time I got up there, I'd be so weak that I could only barely fight a dragon and then run away. And then I'd have to make my way all the way back down without dying. And usually I'd lose like 1 or 2 of my party members, and then I'd have to start stealing phoenix downs again. It's a trip. And at some point, you need to stockpile enough stuff to make a journey to where the dragon, the zombie dragons are. lures. I wonder if I could kill him with dynamite. Probably not. Nope. They have turbo others, though, I think. Turbo others are actually nice for spamming enemy skills later. That hero drink is also really nice for later. Needs to be a Tomberry fight. That's not a Tomberry. I'm so unlucky. What's the percentage of that fight? I have no idea, but I know I've spent like 4 hours down here grinding without ever seeing it once, so... That was not very cash money at all, I agree. How's it going, Vivi? What sucks is I have to make a trek back through this room. I have to make a trek back through this room to get to the save point. After I get the Phoenix Downs. Why is it that you can steal run and keep the item, but not E-skill run and keep the skill? That's just something they programmed. I'm guessing they wanted you to earn the E-skills, whereas with stealing, they didn't want to have to, like, take away the item. In fact, I don't even know if they had the code necessary to take away the item. But they did have the code necessary to, like, not let you keep the skill. But removing an item out of your inventory after you've stolen it would be kind of hard, probably. Just because of the way the code works. But materia is a lot easier to manipulate. This attack blows. No. Ow. Give me the elixir. Yeah, they have a lot of annoying attacks. You gotta be kidding me. Great. Just what I wanted to see. Okay, every time I go to this side of the room, I get this fight. I don't know what's going on. Every time I've done it. There's a piece of code that says, if going for that chest. Right, we're just going to go try to get Phoenix Downs. I'm going the wrong way. We haven't decided what's coming next, but I have a couple ideas. I want to come up with a randomizer challenge that would actually be fun to play through the whole game. There's also a couple shorter Let's Plays I could do of other games. I don't want to start anything big like Final Fantasy VI because the remake's out soon. So I'd like to do something that we could start and finish before the remake comes out. So I have a couple ideas of like shorter RPGs we could do. And I also have a secret project I'm working on. And if that's done by the time we're done with this, then I could also potentially do a playthrough of that. So a couple different ideas. Alright, we got 2 elixirs. We're on a roll. Oh, wait. Don't go that way. Ow. Yeah, you see why these guys are mean. They do a lot of damage. Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus I'd like to do at some point. I want to do all the... Like, we already did Crisis Core. I'd love to do some of the other Final Fantasy VII games. I definitely want to do them all eventually. Just for the sake of doing them. Just for the sake of having Let's Plays of them that people can watch and see the story and whatnot. This guy gives nothing? Turbo. Let's go in Airbarrius. So yeah, W Magic's great, except it's not. I can cast 2 shields, maybe. If I grind that all the way up. Okay, so we want to trigger this event so that everyone comes back. And then we want to try to go get Phoenix down without dying. Also, she tells you she got you a mithril, which is an item that doesn't exist, so... It's supposed to say Mistile, but it says mithril. Alright. Pray RNG. Pray RNG, we get a behemoth soon. So yeah, you get a bunch of really cool materia down here that you can't really use. Mega All, HP Absorb, W Magic. It's like great stuff, but without anything to supplement it, it's not that great. Thank God you at least get a Mistile. I don't really want to use that yet. The Mistile is definitely the MVP of this section. I might actually use that X potion. I don't have any other use for it. Yeah, magic counter. Great. So glad I got that. The vaccine is actually pretty dope. I think that's what I used in the beta test instead of a ribbon. That's a Tonberry? Okay, that's enough of this guy. I'm gonna need more. Honestly. I'm all set. At least if I can get to the top of this section, I can save. Alright, we're in there. Why does my save point look like it doesn't have a base? You can kind of see it a little bit. There we go. Get out, 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 get out. Alright. Step 1 accomplished. Now we need another Phoenix down and some elixirs. Extract team. Alright, alright. This is good. We're in the money. We're gonna get everyone grudged, because I stole twice. That is okay. So in case you were curious, I believe how everyone grudge works is if you hit him or steal from him or do anything to him twice before he moves, he uses everyone's grudge. So if you wait for him to move and just steal once, then he shouldn't ever hit you. No. Mug wouldn't do anything for you. It doesn't, like, do any extra damage or anything. It's just a regular attack. And anything I'm stealing from, I'm running away from anyways. Till later. Maybe in a couple months I'll like update the game without anyone knowing. I'll do like a stealth update and I'll add one fight in here that's just like 5 touch me Fs. Pincer attack with 5 frogs on both sides. Alright, we did it. We are now all set to not do anything yet. The party's back together. The boys are back in town. As much as I want to go to the swamp, it's not a good idea. Actually, I will go there for one thing. And I'll steal elixirs along the way. But I need more Phoenix Downs before we go take the journey to the dragon zombie dragons. Zombie dinosaur dragons. Now, we could use our elixirs to kill these magic pots, but there's not a ton we want to upgrade. The only thing that would be really nice to do that for is shield, but I didn't end up using shield in my beta test. I thought I was going to, but I never did. Didn't end up needing it. I used all my MP for damage instead. So that's what I wanted. Because Imperial Guard is real good. Now let's get into this pincer fight real quick, because every single time I've gone this way, I've gotten into it. Somebody did the research into level 5 death. I don't remember what they came up with. I think there's like 1 or 2 fights down here where level 5 death can actually kill things. I don't know if any of them are useful though. Let's just go this way. This save point placement, although it kind of sucked at the beginning, it's way nicer than what I did during beta. During beta, I put it at the very bottom, and I had to like go on a huge journey to get anywhere. Another thing, like I said, probably the biggest problem with this whole area is that you have no weapons. You have the starting weapons, which are just beyond terrible. And so, if you've been doing this mod this whole time, I think Christopher's have turbo others. No. Yeah. No, I think they have turbo others. Or something useless. So, if you've been playing this mod this whole time, and basically your strategy was get everyone's limits, like, oh, the one thing that you don't get taken away is your limits, so I'm just going to grind out all the best limits. Well, unfortunately, this is where that plan falls apart, because even limits don't do much. Omni Slash is great, but with the Buster Sword, it can only do so much. So, the plan is get a bunch of elixirs and Phoenix Downs so we can survive a trip all the way up to the top. Go down the other way into the realm of the dragon zombies and attempt to get Pandora's box. And that will be our main and pretty much only damage source, because everything else is going to be poopy. And I can't remember if I ended up getting anything else. You can steal you can steal cauldrons from the dragon zombies, and you can use those to help with some regular fights, I think. If you're really lucky, you could potentially use that to try to morph a Tomberry. What else? Christopher drops Phoenix Downs. Might be an alternative. Usually behemoths aren't that bad to get because there's only like 3 different fights here, but for whatever reason I'm not getting many. But I'm okay getting all these elixirs. How's it going, Fado? What else? The girl enemies in the other section give something good. I can't remember what. But I remember grinding those to try to get something. I think it's an accessory. There we go. Please don't hurt me. Do they give hypers? Do they give anything else? Do they morph into something good? Because I feel like it was something better than that. Because I didn't even really use limits. Yeah, unfortunately you can't get Angel Whisper. It'd be amazing if you could, but unfortunately you can't. I could have swore they gave something better. Because X potions don't matter. Anyways, let's take the journey and see what happens. Last time it took me like 3 hours to make this journey successfully. But I think my characters are a bit more leveled than they were when I did this in the beta test, so maybe this will go better. Speaking of which, I need to equip shield in case I do decide to use it. I can't get Angel Whisper because we don't have Manipulate. Here's that chest that you can open in 2 different fields. Alright. I don't remember what these boys give, but I know they're dangerous. Do they give Kiss of Death? Yeah, it's pretty useless. How's it going, Logo? Oh, Turbo Weather. Which is much safer to get from the other guys. There she is. So you're saying this is a hyper? Oh, we definitely don't want to fight her because of that. Yeah, that's the other thing you can get is Bad Breath. You can get Brad Breath down here. But Brad Breath is also really difficult to get. I formulated this whole crazy strategy when I first came down here. It was like, okay, I'm going to go all the way up to the top, get a dragon armlet, come all the way back down, heal, go all the way back up, get another dragon armlet, come all the way down, heal, go back up, get a third dragon armlet, then get Brad Breath on my way down, then use Brad Breath to poison a Tomberry and try to morph him at the last second to get a ribbon, then take the ribbon and go up here and fight the dragon zombies and get Pandora's box. Like, there's this whole, like, crazy formula I came up with. But I was on a really low level when we did beta. Uh-oh. And, so now that I'm not on such a terribly low level, it's a little bit easier. I say as this guy two-shots me because of pincer attack. So I should be able to hopefully survive Pandora's box and just get Pandora's box, and then I can do whatever I want. These things have so much health. Yeah, I'm dead. Any pincer attack is basically death. There's just no way around it. They do way too much damage. And this guy's gonna heal himself or not. Yeah, Pandora's box is only used once, but as long as you have all your enemy skills equipped, you'll get it on all of them. Alright, one more attempt, and then we'll quit Scavenger for the day. And that means that next week will probably be the finale. We'll do whatever else grinding we need. I mean, I think, since we got so lucky with elixirs, if we get a few more Phoenix downs, we might actually be able to just go and do the thing if we can get Pandora's box. Which would be pretty cool, because it took me like 4 hours to do this in beta. So to do it this quickly would be sweet. But we gotta get Pandora's box first. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Yeah, Pandora's box is used once per save file. There's a flag that's connected to the save file that says, hasn't been used yet. Hey, how's it going, subs? Haven't even seen a dragon zombie yet. And there he is. Nope, that's an Alba. No Brad. No Brad. Don't want your Brad. Yeah, they're kind of rare, but they are down here. Honestly, I should have thrown a vaccine and learned Rad Breath, but then I would have used all my elixirs and stuff, and then I would have had to go back down. I'm here for the big ticket item. Pandora's box or bust. See ya, 9R. Or your new name, NR, apparently. Alright. Luckily we got the run. No, the enemies only use Pandora's Box once. So, Pandora's Box can only be used once on your party. Like, the Dragon Zombie will only ever use it once. So you have to learn it the one time he uses it. But if you learn it, then you can do it all the time. But the enemy only ever uses it once, so you have to learn it that one time that he uses it. Or else it's gone forever. Per save file. But of course, if he uses it and you don't learn it, you can load your save and do it again. But as soon as you save, that flag is forever flagged and you'll never learn it. Alright, we're out of elixirs, so this boy's got to show up. Actually, crud. Do I have any... Well, I have a Phoenix down, but it's got to hit. Uh-oh. This might be a problem. If my Phoenix down misses, we're in trouble. Can I get a dragon zombie? Please. No, I want sadness. Sadness is a hot commodity. I'm dead. I don't think there's any world where we kill this guy with our starting weapons. Okay, let's do a roulette run. Let's just get roulette. Hope for the best. Please don't. Ah, get wrecked. Get me out of here. Get me out. We survived. Luck be a lady tonight. And now we got Dragon Zombie. Okay, don't miss. Please don't miss. It missed. It's been real. It's been fun. You might even say it's been real fun. But this is the end of the road. I can't. No matter what happens, Pandora's Box is going to kill me, so... I don't want to use one of my Mega Elixirs, because I want those for later. Oh, we're dead. We're alive. What is classified as holy power? Alexander. That's literally it. But... usually when they say stuff is weak against holy power, it's kind of their way of saying they're undead, and you can use healing on them. But there is an element called holy, and Alexander's the only thing in the game that has it. Which is really cool. I like how he has like his own unique element. Okay, so we'll end it there. You get the gist of what this final section is like. So next time we'll tackle it. But yeah, there's a lot of it. What's amazing about this section is there's so many different ways you can tackle it. You can try to get ribbons. You can try to just stock up on elixirs. You can try to get Shadow Flare. You can try to get Pandora's Box. You can try to get Brad Breath. You can try to actually level up enough to where your physical attacks would deal damage, or get like shield leveled up. Long story short, don't level up to get your physical damage up because it won't work. With your starting weapons, you just really do absolutely no damage at all. So that's the big struggle, is like keeping alive, and the fact that your regular attacks do no damage. That's what makes this section really tough. So it's a really fun challenge. It's awesome having the final section of the mod really be like a super difficult finale. So it's great. And I look forward to showing it off again next week. I look forward to hearing the stories of everyone that plays the mod and does this section. I've had a few people email me and say, like, that last section, dude. So, yeah. At any rate, we'll see you next week. We're going to do some cool stuff here on Twitch here in a minute, but for now we got to say goodbye to YouTube. So YouTube, thank you so much for watching the Scavenger mod playthrough. Thanks to everyone who has downloaded the mod and tried it. But regardless, even if you're just watching the Let's Play, I really do appreciate it. We got some amazing plans for the future, but for now we're just going to stick to Scavenger and finish it. So we'll see you next week. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you in the next one.